Hello Gemini, it's Rose from Psychic Readings with Rose, here to bring your May mid-month 2023 Psychic Tarot card reading. Gemini, so we have a new moon on May 19th, time being fluid, and whenever you watch this video, it'll be the right time for you to receive these messages. May 19th is a new moon in the sign of Taurus, and it is occurring in your 12th house, which is about the psyche, the subconscious, the hidden, and spiritual practices. So let's dive into your reading. Your cards look really, really good. In the recent past regarding your energy Gemini, I'm speaking to Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and stelliums. Okay, maybe if you're cross-watching for a Gemini, you're here, and you're wondering why you haven't heard from your Gemini friend if you're the cross-watcher. Geminis, you really are in the house. And I don't mean to joke around about it, but the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position is a beautiful card. Much like the Ten of Cups in the suit of cups. It speaks about home and family. For me, the Ten of Pentacles is more about health and wealth and those connected to you with your health and wealth. Not so much like doctors, nurses, or practitioners of health and wealth, but more about who you keep in your circle and who you consider to be family in your own life. Like in the Tree of Life, that symbol, the Tree of Life, has a very spiritual message to it, and it's always, whenever I see this card, in my mind's eye, I'm always like seeing the Tree of Life. And that's how I see this card. It can be a business that's in a home. It could be a home that's dedicated totally to a business. It can be a family that has a family business, okay, and their lives are intertwined with the business. A family business, very common, very good, very lucrative. This is a card of prosperity for sure, and being healthy and being wealthy. So this is regarding your recent past, regarding your energy. We're all coming out of the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which did a doozy on many of us, but I could see that Geminis, you're really hanging in there and you're really doing well. And so whoever you have around you in your home or in your business, in your environment, where you work or where you go to hang out or whatever it is that you do, or your children's school, or if you don't have kids, maybe it's definitely a place. But for me right now, what I'm getting, and my guides are agreeing with me, that this is more of like a spiritual place. This is more of like an energy of people being together. Not always the same people, but majority of the same people act like family, and some are related and some are not, some extended family, so that's really cool. And all these people have your back and you have their back, so it's a very beautiful give and take card of prosperity, abundance, fertility, all those good things in life. So Geminis, you're very lucky to have this in the recent past regarding your energy. Okay, this is a very, very good card to have, especially I feel like with the 12th house here. This could be a spiritual place where you go to worship for some of you. So you're going to have to let me know how this resonates with you, Gemini, because this is a general reading. So if you want to dive deeper into this reading with me, go to my About section, find my information, get in contact with me, and we will set up a reading, okay? So I want to move on to the next reading. I'm kind of like drawn to these 3 lotus flowers here. So you need to let me know, Gemmies, how a lotus flower fits into your life somehow, the symbol of a lotus flower or the meaning of a lotus flower. Maybe you drink lotus tea. I do love lotus tea, and I do work with the lotus herb with my goddesses. It's a very feminine, divine feminine flower. It could also be for the divine masculine as well, and it's a beautiful offering to give a deity. Much like hibiscus, it's different, the lotus flower. You'll have to Google and check out the meaning of the lotus flower. I think that some of you maybe already started doing that, because there's a whole like affirmation. There's a few affirmations. There's one affirmation. One is called no mud, no lotus. There are a few other ones I can't really think off the top of my head right now. But I definitely see this lotus flower, these 3 lotus flowers, catching my eye here. So this is really very spiritual. It's kind of like a Shakti goddess energy. And what I mean by that is there are Hindu goddesses. There's so many, but there are a few that when you infuse the energy together, it's kind of like, it's called Shakti. And I believe that she is a deity all in herself. But some of the goddesses are Lakshmi, which I talk about a lot, which I have here, Lakshmi. Saraswati, goddess Kali, there's Parvati also. So maybe some of you have just received some type of meditation, or you've talked about the goddess, or you know somebody who's into the Hindu goddesses, or you just like that whole vibe of the lotus flower. Whatever it is, it's working for you. It's working for you so well, okay, as we move into this new moon in Taurus, which Taurus is the mother, the earth mother, the goddess, right? The beautiful divine feminine earth mother. I just love Taurus. We have the death card in the upright position, and doesn't mean death, it means rebirth, okay, as you could clearly see in this card. So being that we're just getting out of, and we're still in the energy, or getting out of the energy of the lunar eclipse that was in Scorpio, this is a Scorpio card, I can see what it did for you, many of you Geminis, is it brought you into a very spiritual place. So maybe that spirituality maybe brought you to realize that maybe your family, your birth family, is more aligned with you than normal recently. Maybe in the recent past you needed to lean on them for something and they were there for you. If so, that's really wonderful. That's beautiful. Or you found more than camaraderie with your co-workers and your friends, and they become more like your family. Okay, so it will play out differently with all of you, like I said. Some of you just purchased a new home, but I'm getting a business that looks like a home, and that's what I often get when I see the 10 of Pentacles upright. That's what it is to me. Okay, so now you're in this rebirth energy, which is so beautiful for you, Gemini. Okay, you're in this rebirth energy, and you're discovering new things about the universe. You're discovering new things about yourself. You're discovering new things about the environment. Maybe the earth looks different to you. Maybe the birds sound differently to you. Maybe the grass looks different than the sky, the moon, the stars. You're paying attention to things like you never did. So in fact, it is definitely a rebirth that you are going through, Gemini, in the current position. Many of you are aware of this rebirth, and many of you are not aware of this rebirth. But I don't really see anyone suffering here. I see this as really like a really beautiful time for you. And you know, Gemini, many of you are not going through such great times. So you possibly have really worked yourself up to getting to this place with these people, these associations, to get to this rebirth. You know, Gemini, I have Gemini in my Venus, so I know Gemini really well. And actually in Vedic astrology, which is astrology of the gods, they say astrology of the Hindus, I am a Gemini sun and Gemini rising. And I love Gemini so much. And you guys are really wonderful empaths, wonderful healers, very good at relationships, you know, talking about relationships and of any kind. It doesn't have to be love. It can be love. It doesn't have to be. It can be friendships. It can be business associations. It can be, you know, family, everything. You're just very understanding. And now you're in this rebirth energy. And many of you are diving deep into the Akashic records or past life. I get a lot of past life regression all the time for people that watch my channel. Also picking up on what happens when people die. So maybe you're studying what happens after people actually leave the earth plane. I'm not saying that anyone that you know is dying or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying, Gemini. I'm saying you're into studying what happens to the soul after a person dies, or maybe near-death experiences. Maybe you decided to change the channels that you watch, or you don't want to watch the news anymore and you want to watch National Geographic or movies that enlighten. Maybe you're just watching naturescapes. I know that I do. And it's bringing you, it's transforming your life, much like the lotus flower, no mud, no lotus, right? And I'll get into that because I feel like it's necessary to say it now. The lotus flower grows in the darkest of muddiest of waters, and there's really no light. It doesn't, the flower, from what I understand, doesn't require any light. Don't quote me on this because I'm not someone who's really good with flowers and plants. And it doesn't need any light or anything, and it just grows into this gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful flower. These are pink lotuses. Okay, you see these pink, beautiful flowers? Yeah. And that's it. And then a beautiful flower emerges, and it's there, and it's beautiful. And how did it grow in the darkness? So that's the whole metaphor of the lotus flower. You know, for many of you, you are the light within the darkness. You bring light to people who are suffering. And that's really beautiful, Gemini. Maybe some of you are nurses, maybe you're visiting nurses, maybe some of you are caregivers, maybe some of you are teachers, you take care of the elderly, maybe you're a healer, maybe you're just getting into it. It doesn't really matter what you do in your life. Maybe you're a housewife, maybe you work in finance. It doesn't matter. This portal has opened up for you, and it's really blessing you. This full moon lunar eclipse that just passed, and I know I don't want to talk about the past. I want to go to the future, but it's right here in front of my face. The full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio was very good to you, and it's giving you this sixth sense almost. Like a second sight that you didn't have. Many of you, when you're working on your third eye and constantly saying third eye chakra affirmations, or your crown chakra affirmations, your intuition, mantras. Maybe some of you are starting to dive into candle magic. I'm seeing some threes here with the 3 lotus flowers and the next card. Okay, so 3 is a very special number for us in the ceremonial magic industry. We play with tarot cards, or we work with deities. The number 3 is like a triple goddess energy. So that's another divine feminine study. And it's another saying, besides the lotus flower saying, is dance like the maiden, laugh like the mother, and think like the crone. And that's the triple goddess, honoring each stage of a woman. And maybe that's where this 10 of Pentacles is, you know. Maybe this is a house of females that you visit, or you hang out with, and you get together. Maybe you're in a drumming circle, or maybe you do yoga together, meditate together, maybe you eat together. Whatever it is, you know, is very beautiful. It's very divine. And when you have that philosophy in life, I actually have, I wear the triple goddess symbol every day, and I do lots of things in 3s, except for decorating. You're open to meeting more like-minded people, regardless of age. Doesn't necessarily have to be just feminine. It's just the the way of looking through life. So you could have a friend who's 85, and you could have a friend who's 35. You could have a friend who's 40, or you could, a friend who's 21, and you all have something to bring to the table, and you all have something to inspire the other person. You all have something to learn and to teaching and learning. So no matter what the age is, age is just a number. And it's a more freeing, lighthearted energy. I mean, we can learn from younger people. We can learn from older people, of course. We can also learn from ourselves and seeing how we interact with others that nurture our souls, really. Because, I mean, we're all in this together, right? And we want to be good. We want to be good souls, right? Gemini, definitely, you want to be a good soul. You are a good soul. You're a very good soul. And, I really love this for you, Gemini. I love a rebirth. It sometimes can be uncomfortable, but it's so worth it. Moving forward in life, especially we're in the golden age, and the energy feels different, and life is not the way it used to be, but we're looking at it very positively. Gemini, I could see that, and you're really into spirituality, moving as we navigate our way through the mid-month and then into June and through your birthday season, Gemini, right? You have to let me know how this works out for you. In the comments below. I would love to hear from you, or like I said, set up a reading with me. Let's move on to the third card, Gemini. And we have the Three of Wands here. So this is a fiery energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. The Three of Wands speaks about, like having a vision and making it happen, So for many of you, the Ten of Pentacles, maybe you had this vision of this beautiful home-like environment that is more for healing, and for to grow spiritually. And now you have this rebirth, and now you're ready to build something else. So for many of you, if you are builders, or if you make places, or if you go to places where it's spiritually based, or maybe you're a home designer and you help people design their home altars or their sacred space, Gemini. That's a really cool job to have. Maybe you're into feng shui and you're taking it to another level. So you're ready to start on the next project here, and it's going to be well underway as we go into the summer months. We go past your birthday and then we enjoy the summer for a little bit, and then I feel like you're back at it again. You're building this beautiful sacred space again, sacred home, safe home with this rebirth. And this one feels a little bit different because you have more, here where you get grounded. And now with your rebirth, you're just soaring. You're going a million places in your mind. It's beautiful, Gemini. It's keeping you very stimulated. Where people are kind of like, where are you? Where is Gemini? I haven't heard from Gemini. Well, Gemini is deep in the library of books, of knowledge, of discovery, of learning things, teaching things. That's where Gemini is. And it's all good to unplug and just dive into spirituality and see where it takes you, Gemini. And it looks like it's taking you in a completely new direction. And I'm seeing, it looks like this is very, 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 very grounded for a fiery energy. And probably around late July to August is when you're probably going to be more into this fiery energy of making something else come true and come to fruition. This could actually also be like a gift, like I said, for third eye activation. So, but also like a spiritual gift. I feel maybe for many of you, I think you're building another home. So you're gonna have to tell me. Maybe some of you are into real estate or home builders, home decor, home designing, design yoga studios, design meditation studios, design anything to do with mind expansion or mind-body connection, anything to do with that. I feel many of you are like that, or about that, or creating that type of business moving forward into the future. And, you know, it's really, I want to go back to the lotus flower and the triple goddess energy that is just really screaming out in this reading as a rebirth. And, you know, I'm so happy for you, Gemini. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female. This is gender fluid here. The message is the same. And the divine masculine too is actually here, you know, also here being honored with the feminine, which is really very, very, very important when you're working with the divine, you know, to be, not to be equal, but to always honor the masculine with the feminine, right? It's very important to honor both, I believe, right? We don't have to, you know, we don't have to go crazy with it, but just to honor it. That's really all your higher self really needs to feel this beautiful energy and to go into the summer months with a new project and really bringing that into fruition, Gemini. So the overall message and advice from Spirit, I mean, this is gorgeous. This is full. So you're definitely moving and grooving. You're definitely loving the 12th house energy. You're definitely loving the new moon in Taurus. You are the Fool. The Fool is the first card 0. 0 is a number of the major arcana. And it's beginning of a spiritual journey throughout life. The Fool, of course, gender fluid. Yes, it is a man here, but it can be both male, female. And you're really taking this to the streets, okay? You're really believing in what the universe has to offer you. You believe in peace. You believe in love. You believe that life is a journey. And you're 100% on board with where you're supposed to be. And the spiritual realm has your back. So do people on earth as well. Your loved ones on earth and in heaven all have your back. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, they all have your back. They're all with you on this beautiful journey of the lotus flower, of the triple goddess, of the divine feminine, the divine masculine. This could even be the building of a like another altar. You know, maybe you have introduced your family, you know, for those of you who are attached and have a family, or you introduce your partner to having a spiritual altar, and now you had one together and now you're making a separate one, or maybe you're making another one for a best friend. You're helping them build their altar and show them how to decorate it, what you recommend, what crystals, what candles, what incense, what books, what flowers, anything really that has any objects, you know, what colors are there, you know, vision boards I'm seeing. So anything like that, Gemini, is really going to take you to the next level. Really, this is next level here. This is really beautiful. This is your path. This is your journey. This is the right time. Okay? And you're grounded. You started out grounded and you remain on this journey and have something brewing in July. It's beautiful. I love the Fool's Journey. For many of you, maybe you're learning tarot for the first time. You decided to buy a tarot deck, and you're looking at the pictures, you're visualizing what the cards are trying to say to you, and you're reading the books. But for Gemini, I feel like this is more like visual. So maybe you have a tarot deck and you're a natural reader, and in your maybe you're teaching tarot to somebody else. That's your next journey. You're gonna have to let me know how this plays out for you. Or like I said, I feel like some of you are cross-watching for a Gemini, wondering where they are and what they've been doing, and they've been working on themselves and discovering that life is a journey and it's beautiful. And the more you are in sync with your spirituality and the energies around you, the more everything will flow and life gets to become even more divine, even in the mundane, So if you've made it to the end of this reading and you like what I had to say, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please click subscribe. Please feel free to share, comment, and I will see you in June.